Hello, this is Frontline here, and welcome to another episode on Craftaway. In this one, we are on the final stretch, guys. In the last episode, we finished off small little details that were missing from when we were building ghost ships, all the other kinds of stuff that we were able to do in this area. We created the Ghost Pirate Parlor. I haven't actually changed anything on any of these sets except for the fact that I added a ground to this mini game finally. But yeah, we finished off that, or well, not finished, but we created this in the last episode. I'm going to later on in this episode show off that. Hopefully we'll be able to finish everything in this episode. I have been planning for it for a very long time now. Yeah, I've already actually even been trying to set up stuff just so that we would be able to get this whole entire ball rolling quicker. So right here is going to be the entrance. I've gathered lots of obsidian that we're going to have like a portal. We're actually going to have 2 floors. So the idea of this giant area here is that this is the entrance. The portal, you may have actually noticed that I tore out the previous portal that was right here. The new portal is going to be a giant portal on the 2nd floor of this building. And you're going to be able to go upstairs. You'll even have, I think I'll be able to incorporate exits in which if you want to go into the surrounding landscape outside the gaming district, you can. I haven't made up my mind on that yet, but that is an easy way for you to be able to go into the forest and all that kind of area. I will need to light up a lot of it just so that Endermen don't teleport into the gaming district and try and ruin everything. But nonetheless, that's kind of the idea of this place. It's going to be 2 stories. It's going to be outlined with black concrete. Black concrete and end stone bricks, I believe, are going to be the main building blocks of this thing right here. You may have seen it just a little bit ago. I tried to kind of hide it. Well, I didn't try to hide it. I just wanted to look at it a little bit later on. But this right here is the actual map of the gaming district. You can see that right here is the giant, not necessary, well, actually it's completely non-island because it basically cuts off right here and then goes directly into more land. But this is like the mushroom biome here that encompasses the gaming district. We've only done a tiny portion of it, even though we did take up a lot of space. The other castaways will have tons of space to work with up here. I still do need to get rid of some of the mycelium blocks, which on the map look a lot more purple than they do in real life. I mean, when you look at them in real life, they just kind of look grayish almost. But yeah, on the map, they're just like a really deep purple. And it does look kind of nice. But yeah, we're still going to change it because the grass looks better. Why do I always punch away my terraforming? The grass does look better than the mycelium in that kind of way in real life, even though the map looks better. But yeah, we're going to be able to finish off that eventually. I'm probably just going to cut it off on this line here and hopefully be able to tackle the rest of it on some later date. But for now, what we are going to do is finish up this building. Well, not finish it up. I'm going to give progress updates. So we're going to have the entire outline mapped out, and I'm going to try and show you guys how it looks with the end stone bricks, what the design's going to be, what's going to be inside, and all of that fun stuff. So yeah, I'll catch you back up in just a little bit here. Progress has been made on this build. I do have a nice little skeleton working out for this whole entire thing. So here, we are using end stone. I think I mentioned that in the last clip. We're using the brick version because it is a lot more structured. If we used end stone itself, that part's basically like the raw materials we would use, and this way it's a little bit better. So here you can see this is where the original ground level was. It actually varied a little bit. This stone, if you don't know, which I don't think you do since I don't think I've ever actually mentioned it, I created this stone layer here just to mark out where the mushroom biome ends. So on the stone is still where the mycelium spawned. I just put stone on top of the mycelium, and it kind of like zigged in and out and all that kind of stuff. I kind of like am keeping this here for now. I think mostly just because I wanted to be able to make sure that like the areas that aren't mushroom biome are lit up, and not be able to have like any kind of mobs come in and ruin our fun. So I might even like change that now, is that like I'll put another torch in this corner just to make sure it doesn't do anything. But anyway, so over here we are going to have a little bit of color variation here. We're just going to have like the stairs be of purple. Half of the reason for that is because Endstone Bricks doesn't have a stair block, and even if it did, I think it might be better anyway to have a different color mixed in, and the purple was designed to be mixed with Endstone anyway, so I think that this is going to end up being pretty good. The designs on the wall, I think they're alright. If I come up with something better, then I might replace it, but I think that this is my best option in being able to decorate the walls, because if they're plain, it is alright, but it's very much dominant of the Endstone bricks. I don't want this place to be over-dominating in that regard. I want it to be very much balanced. The one thing I haven't mentioned in this clip yet is that the nether portal has been put into place. I don't think I've actually gone through yet, so I'm going to go through just to test. It should work. If I'm facing this direction, I believe it will work in this regard. Yep, we do have a little bit of stragglers wandering about, since sheep were able to go through that portal previously, since it wasn't protected by any kind of realm or borders or anything. But yeah, we can just head on through. It's a nice little area that will eventually be completely walled off. There will be no monsters spawning in here, and that should be a really cool time. So I'm going to make more progress on this, and I'm going to catch you back up after that. I am here in the end trying to gather lots of endstone, because it's something that pretty much no one has anything of. I'm not able to borrow from anybody. It's just a matter of I got mine a lot, and I still have my lame old pickaxe that doesn't even have any kind of efficiency on it, because I'm still waiting for my court case on getting a efficiency pickaxe. So yeah, we're 25 episodes in, and I still have been like too lazy and like just a little bit too persistent on suing Gamer Queen, or as she's now called, Mystic Lightning, that yeah, I don't actually have a good pickaxe to do this. But that isn't really the purpose of this clip. I was just kind of ranting. As I was going about here, I saw that there is just a little bit of like a Dragon Ball thing here. Like, it must be like the edge of the end in which the ball is able to just be there, and it got stuck. But when you actually get close to it, it actually like stops being a Dragon Ball and turns into just this white sphere. When I was doing it before, I actually was able to be here and it still turned into a white sphere. Apparently now you need to be able to be close like this. I don't know what causes that. Oh, maybe it's like traveling like really slowly in that direction, and like as it like goes further and further out, like it has the render distance be like further that way. I don't know. I really don't know the purpose of that. Right? Even over here it's a white sphere. Yeah. So that was just something interesting. There is not much point in this clip other than what even is that and why in the world does it exist. So my goal with this structure today is for it to be good enough to open to the public. It doesn't have to be perfect at the moment, and there can obviously be changes made later on. But right now, my top priority is being able to get people into the gaming district, onto ghost ships, onto like actually building their own thing, being able to have like different rounds on the strip up there. But yeah, we're just mainly trying to get the structure here done. And you can see that we have gotten a lot of progress on that done. I have put up a little bit more banners of the gaming district logo. The whole entire thing, I mean, the placement of it probably could be better. I might not have it on the portal, but who knows really. I do kind of like it over here and stuff. There almost feels like there needs to be some sort of stand or stall, maybe an information stand on each side. But we'll see how that whole entire thing works. Up here, I will need to create more maps to be able to place on this side, because I do want there to be maps on both sides. I think that that would actually be very beneficial to just have it be symmetric. So right here you can see it is all mapped out. I believe I already showed this in the first clip of the video, but now instead of being outside, it is moved here. There has been a little bit of changes to the map, including the fact that this structure here actually is visible on top of it, as well as a little bit of walls out here that I've been trying to build. So over here, like I was saying, we need some walls to be able to protect us from all the baddies that could be able to come into the gaming district otherwise. Up here, this whole entire platform is elevated above what the normal area is. I will have to terraform the area around here to actually make it look a little bit more smooth. I'll have to make sure that the walls are symmetric on both sides, so I'll have to put some of the purple stairs down here as well. But I do think that this wall design does look good. You guys can either agree or disagree, but it is what we're going to be going with for now. And I think that it turned out all right. Over here, we might have like a picnic area or some stands or something. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to have. But nonetheless, we're just like going to continue having the wall go all the way down this direction. And because of the fact that we have the stone kind of going all over the place around here, we are able to know, okay, this wall is in fact all within the gaming district. There will be no outside mob spawns that will be able to come into here. Over here, it's a little bit different. It's more like the wall is more continued, just up until maybe a pillar or something at this point, and then that will be all right. But yeah, nonetheless, this whole entire area still needs to be all fortified. I will light up the surrounding area on the other side of the wall. And there's one thing I want to mention before this clip ends. At the bottom of the staircase, you may have noticed, there is a little bit of a hole here. I think that I want to have a hallway leading directly forward that will allow for like a second entrance to the gaming district. Like, for example, if you didn't want to like go to the main stuff at the beginning of the place, you could just go down a hallway. It will lead you over to like where you pop out a little bit like ground level-ish, like where there's the one pit. So it would be past this little stand here. You'd be under the ground going all the way here until you reach this area right here. So that's kind of the idea I'm going to have. That will probably not be built in this episode. Again, I'm just trying to make this place openable to the public. That part's something that we can do in a future project. There's a lot of things that will definitely need to be upkept and maintained in the gaming district. Right now, we just want to create the foundations and be able to edit and add to it a little bit later. So instead of actually having progress updates more on this wall and all that stuff, what I actually want to do is I want to show you guys a clip that was supposed to be in the last episode, but I actually kind of ran out of time to be able to do it. So in the ghost ships, you may have noticed that within this ride, there are a lot of skeleton skulls. So when you go past here and stuff, first of all, we don't need a boat. So like the idea here with the boat stuff, we actually did change it a little bit. And now there's actually no boats going around the place because it kept crashing a lot. So instead we have this system here with the backup boats, and you have this whole entire like system of standing. It's basically a way of being able to place your boat in a perfect location. So if we kind of if we try and line it up with the middle of the blocks there, unfortunately I'm not able to really get down all the way perfectly, but nonetheless I'm able to almost make it straight. So we can be able to go down here and kind of go on the ride. That was something that I wasn't too happy about. I mean, if maybe this area was like a ticking zone, it would just forever be able to work, but that'd be a waste of the server's resources, so we're not going to do that probably. But the point of me coming to Ghost Ships was to show you, like, we had like a bunch of like these skeleton skull ghost guys all over the place. If you haven't seen me build this whole entire ride, you should probably check that out. I believe it's episode 23. Yeah, it's 23 of Craftaway. So you can see, like, I forget how many skulls I actually needed. It could have been 9, it could have been 10, something in that range. But yeah, nonetheless, I'm going to actually show you guys clips of me gathering those skulls, because it took a really long time for me to get them, and I think it'd be a waste of footage for me not to show you guys that. So yeah, I'll be back in a second after I show you guys that whole entire progress I made while creating the ghost ships. So anyway, I hope you guys found that little clip interesting. It was definitely a very grindy thing to do, to be able to just wait for whenever it was raining and lightning for me to be able to get the charged creepers and actually blow up the skeletons. At times it was very discouraging when the creepers did not blow up, and the singular time, I'm surprised actually that it didn't happen more often, but someone slept while I was trying to get the skeleton skulls. That was actually the last clip in the video, and that was kind of when I started giving up and was all like, hey, can I like borrow a skeleton skull? Like, this was me asking Sunfire. So not all of the skulls were actually collected by me. There was one singular skull that I did have to borrow, and we'll see if we actually ever encounter another lightning storm in which we can repay him back or something. I don't know. At this point, I'm not exactly sure if I want to do that, but it'll probably like guilt my conscience until I do it, so we'll see. And yeah, so anyway, I've made a little bit more progress on the wall. I realized in the last clip, as I was editing, that apparently I didn't mention that the walls weren't going to have holes in them. I just didn't have black concrete on me at the time. So yes, you aren't able to jump through the walls. It will be concealed in that kind of a way. I have been able to create the pillars on each side. They're identical, except this one's a little bit more interesting in that it actually goes down into a ravine. At first I was thinking of like covering up the ravine, but then I was like, I I might as well build down. I have time. And yeah, it's a very long, big pillar that makes it very much look like it's rooted into the ground. Something you definitely be able to see in real life that actually cements the wall into place. This side of the wall, I have the stairs in place and all that stuff. I think I have all the stairs and stuff in place for the entirety of the wall. The only thing I haven't done yet is terraformed so that the wall isn't just floating in places, because obviously this is not very realistic at all. The wall does not look very fortified in these locations, so I'll have to extend out the dirt and all of that kind of stuff in the next clip. But it is coming along. I am making a little bit of progress. One thing that I also gotta do before the episode ends is make sure that the stands over there, the various shops and stalls, are stocked up, because I actually haven't put in the prizes and stuff. I'm still not sure what I want to have as the prizes. I had like various comments of extra stands I can make with these guys, so I'll probably be able to extend these things in the future in other places in the district. But yeah, for now, I'm going to figure out that. I'm going to terraform on the other side of that wall, and then I'll catch you back up in the next clip of this episode. So I said in the last clip that I was actually going to terraform, but as I was saying earlier in the episode, I am only trying to get this thing open to the public, and I don't need to worry about that for now. It's like people in the gaming district are not going to be able to see this place. They are going to see it on the map, which is, I guess, something I can't really avoid at this point. I'm kind of doing this last minute, so like the episode actually releases tomorrow. So like as you're watching this, it has been 1 day since I am recording this clip, and I have done as much progress as I need to. We have been able to build everything that I believe is necessary for the gaming district to open. Over here, you can see that if you don't want to actually continue into the district, there is a little picnic area over here. I could add umbrellas, but it's really hard to make umbrellas in Minecraft that aren't like massive. So I'll have to play with that if I ever actually do go with that idea. But yeah, the idea of this is just like different picnic areas where you're just able to like bring some like steak or whatever you need, just in case you don't actually want to pay for like any of the amusement park food. Different amusement parks can have these areas just so that you're able to like bring a picnic basket or whatever, like have a baggies full of like egg salad sandwiches or stuff like that. And we even have a trash can for people to be able to put their stuff into. Say like I didn't want these seeds, it's like actually goes into like a hopper and gets dispensed down below. It's basic redstone. I don't really want to dig it up because it's a little bit hard for me to be able to get it back together again. But believe me, there is redstone underneath that is able to have a whole entire garbage system set up. Over here, we have a random crafting table in the middle of the pathway that I forgot to get rid of. So now that's fixed. And we actually have stocked up all of these areas here now. As you can see, we have freshly made cotton candy here. They're all 1 iron nugget. It's basically just pink wool that's been renamed cotton candy. So if you want to be able to have some, then you can pay 1 iron nugget per piece of that. It's a nice little cash grab if anyone actually does decide to buy this. Iron nuggets are not much to pay with, so it's not necessarily like it'd be out of someone's way, but I feel like they'd want something edible, like the mushroom stew over here. For the same price, you're able to get a nice meal. I didn't have as much of these to fill up the chest. It's probably not that hard for me to fill up the chest, but again, like it was a little bit of headache, kind of like transporting all the way over to like there where the mushrooms are, and like going back and forth. So I just decided, whatever, I'm just going to make one trip and do that. With the prizes over here, I did do a little bit more. If you remember from the previous episode in which we actually built these minigames, we didn't have any prizes. But for this one, it's going to be blocks of gold. I don't really have very many, so who knows, I actually might just change it to like a few gold ingots, but theoretically I shouldn't run out of those as long as someone doesn't like abuse the system and keep playing the game over and over again to try and get a bunch of gold blocks. But yeah, over here we've got this whole entire thing, the trident. I thought it only made sense to be brought home with a little pet fish. I accidentally got a puffer fish in the process, but hey, if you want a puffer fish, you're able to grab one. But the others are all just a bunch of different tropical fish, which I didn't realize that they actually came in so many different names, but it is a kind of nice thing to have like that many names. Like I don't even know how many there are in the game, but there has to be like tons of different combinations of that kind of thing. With the Ghost Pirate Parlor, I did actually add more stuff to this, so let's actually not eat right now. Over here, you can see that I've stocked it up, well, not much, but inside these chests, we basically have it so that with every single meal comes a gold tooth, you know, very piratey and all that kind of stuff. And then we also have a random cooked mutton and steak inside the chests. And I did rename the cooked beef to steak because I don't know why Bedrock did this, but like it should never have been called cooked beef. It's like it's always been steak. Steak makes sense. Cooked beef, not as cool as of a name as steak. And I can rant on about that all day long, but yeah, I basically just used an anvil to rename like the steaks that are like in these chests. Again, like I didn't really have that much of this food, so I just kind of scattered it to make it look like there's lots of food inside of these chests. And yeah, you're able to just weight the tables. Sometimes, in this case, it didn't happen, but sometimes it actually is a Ghost Pirate Parlor, and it ends up being that the ghost ships actually do float into the air until you get into them. Whenever you get into them, you actually make them fall back down again. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and grab some cooked mutton, some steak, and I believe that's technically all I have for this episode. I'm going to be the first one to be eating in the restaurant. I never actually did eat in the restaurant when I was building this thing. Oh man, the mutton is actually like really good. I actually like flame grilled it in my personal oven array there. So it should like turn out pretty well. And the steak, oh, marvelous. A lot better than just normal steak that I've been like broiling and boiling inside of a thing. However I cook to these guys. I'm not very good at coming up with that stuff on the fly. But nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It is over now. I was able to build that thing. I'm not sure if I actually... Oh, actually, I did show that. I remember that in the last clip. So I did finish off the wall. We have banners. The whole entire entrance is all worked out. Have map on both sides. I did not show this to you guys, but yeah, I was just able to copy over the map over here. We will be able to terraform more later, but for now it should be all right for people to just build wherever they need to inside of the district. And yeah, it is now open to all castaways who want to come. Apparently I did not mob proof the roof of that place, but I will eventually. And yeah, if you did like the video, like it, comment on what you think about the gaming district, what kinds of builds we should have inside of this place. And until next time, I will see you guys all later. Bye.